fellow parent and hardworking mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is controversial, sensitive, but absolutely necessary. It's about the verbal weaponization of YouTube by Filipinas when breaking up with a foreigner. What's really going on when personal relationships spill into the public eye? Why has YouTube become the modern battlefield for heartbreak, blame, and digital revenge? Let's talk about it. When we say verbal weaponization, we're talking about turning personal grievances into public narratives, often emotionally charged, one sided, and sometimes exaggerated or defamatory. This isn't about Filipinas expressing genuine pain. Everyone has that right. It's about when breakups become content, and YouTube is used to attack the ex, especially if he's a foreigner. Overly clips, blurred thumbnails of breakup titles. He abandoned us. My foreigner lied. Here's how it often unfolds. A relationship ends sometimes suddenly. Within days or weeks, the Filipina posts a video, tearful, angry, or victim centered. Titles are emotionally explosive. He used me. He cheated. I was left with nothing. Sometimes screenshots, photos, or names are revealed. These videos are carefully worded for maximum engagement and sympathy, often without the foreigner's side being represented. So, why do some Filipinas turn to YouTube this way? Let's break it down. Number 1. Emotional release. For some, it's therapeutic. But when that pain becomes monetized, it changes the intent. Public sympathy and support. These videos attack subscribers, gifts, and donations. Number 3. Reputation management. It's about controlling the narrative. The one who posts first often gets believed. Number 4. Online accountability. In some cases, they feel it's the only way to expose abuse or deception. Number 5. Again, not all are false, but the lack of evidence and one sided storytelling makes it problematic. Most foreign men don't respond publicly because they fear being attacked more online. Some are unfamiliar with the culture of public exposure. Many just want to move or quietly or are embarrassed. But that silence can be dangerous in YouTube court of public opinion. Silence often equals guilt. Viewers believe what they hear and see, especially when told emotionally. This isn't just a digital drama, it has real world consequences. Reputation damage. Foreigners are labeled abusers, cheaters, or manipulators, even without proof. Legal trouble. Some videos border on defamation or violate privacy laws. Mental health. Both parties suffer emotionally, especially if children are involved. Future relationships. Both struggle to rebuild trust, online and offline. Remember, YouTube isn't therapy, it's a stage, and the audience is global. When is it ever justifiable? Justified, there's a difference between raising awareness and seeking revenge. Justified, if there's real abuse, threats, or fraud, and it's presented calmly with evidence. Exploitative, when it's used to gain petty, cash, or online clout with zero accountability or balance. Responsible creators know the line between healing and hurting others. The verbal weaponization of YouTube during breakups is a modern phenomenon, especially visible in Filipino foreigner relationships. While everyone has a right to share their story, it becomes harmful when truth is replaced by performance and when platforms becomes battlefields. If you've experienced this or watched it unfold, drop a comment below. What's your take on emotional storytelling versus online revenge? And if you're considering turning your breakup into content, ask yourself, will it heal or will it harm? Thanks for watching. Stay respectful, stay informed, and we'll see you next time. We are family. Nelda,